Once again, we have a Dak Prescott game where you can take two angles. I'll tell you the angle I take, which is Dallas had no running game, playing a great defense. Amari Cooper could not get open at all. Jason Witten fumbled. Zeke didn't, but it was called a fumble. Last play of the game, Dak's in position, throwing a Hail Mary for a chance to win. Or you could take this angle. What? No Drew Brees. Saints never score a touchdown. Our defense is unbelievable. And we can't make one play. Dak can't make one huge play. And the funny thing is, both of those are true. And I'm okay with it. Tell my wife this all the time. Happiness is controlled by expectations. About 2 months ago, I went to a store with my daughter, and I bought a bunch of cheap T-shirts. They were about $7 a T-shirt. My expectation was those will be good for about 4 washes. And then they just won't fit. And tried to get one on yesterday. It was done. 4 washes. When I sit in the back of the plane, my expectations are different than when I'm fortunate enough to sit near the front of the plane. What are your expectations? If you're waiting for jaw dropping with Dak, that's on you. That's not on Dak. You know what I saw yesterday from Dak? I saw what I get every Sunday from Dak. Fourth quarter, Cowboys have a chance to win. Dak never makes that dumb young quarterback throw. He never makes that throw. He's always never too high or too low emotionally. He's almost sort of the classic poker face. He'd be a good poker player. And when guys are open, he hits them. I get that. I get that every game with Dak. Okay? So if you're waiting for Carson Wentz and Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, that, my friends, is on you. He is not jaw-dropping. He is not breathtaking. He is not spectacular. But I'll tell you what, he doesn't make that throw that Cam Newton does or Kirk Cousins does and get you out of a game. He never, ever puts you in a position where you're like, man, we played great defense and we're not in the game. You're always in the game. And by the way, if you are a Cowboy fan that is saying this morning, but he'll never make the play that Mahomes will or Carson Wentz will or Russell Wilson will. You're right. And it's you know what that's called? Being a realist. You have realistic expectations on Dak Prescott. And again, you can take any angle you want. But did you notice what Dak said after the game? This is also something I get every Sunday with Dak, a grown-up. It's not taunting a coach. It's not blaming a teammate. It's like, we left a lot out there. We can do better and win. So my expectations with Dak against that Saints defense, which is special. In fact, I think Lattimore, you can argue he's the best player at his position in the NFL. Amari Cooper couldn't get this open. Zeke couldn't run. I've seen Kirk Cousins in those games when he doesn't have a running game. I've seen Mitch Trubisky in those games when his best receiver can't get open. I've seen Cam Newton in those games when Cam has no running game and they're making mistakes and the game's over. Dak Prescott, with no running game, top receiver can't get open, loudest place in the NFL, great defense, throwing the ball down the field near the goal line. I'll take it. I will take that over 99% of this league not called Patrick Mahomes and Carson Wentz. All right, let's shift to this. Well. Cleveland Browns are in first place. Oh, in Ohio this morning, they are dancing in my football grave. They just can't get over themselves. Hey, Colin, your face. Did you look around the NFL yesterday, and did you notice a trend that the young quarterbacks that teams needed to save the day struggled? Okay, Josh Allen, we can't move the ball here. Save the day. Lost. Baker, we're in a hole. Our defense stinks. Save the day. Can't. Kyler Murray, you're going up against a better coach, a better roster, and a better quarterback. Save the day. He couldn't. But in Cleveland, they didn't ask Baker Mayfield to do that. The Cleveland Browns rushed for almost 200 yards, almost 7 yards a rush, had the ball for 31 minutes. They didn't ask Baker Mayfield to save their bacon. What they asked him to be was manage the game, make a handful of big throws on play action to make sure you were emotionally in a good spot, not too high, not too low. He threw a pick. He didn't go crazy. And watch our defense dominate Lamar Jackson. Baker Mayfield, by the way, when he's asked to throw over 32 times, his record is 3-9. When Baker is asked to throw the ball 31 times or fewer, he's 6-0. Again, expectations. I keep hearing what a great athlete he is. He runs a 4.8 4.40. He's 5'11 and a half. Kyler Murray could be a Major League Baseball player. That's a great athlete. Okay, that Andrew Luck was a great athlete. Tim Tebow's playing baseball. You gotta, if you're thinking that Baker Mayfield, that we can play average defense, just worry about getting the ball to OBJ, ask him to throw 34 times and Ocarius, that is a you problem again. That is not who he is. Look around the NFL yesterday. The young quarterbacks who were not asked too much, were not asked to save a team. I mean, Jared Goff threw 68 times yesterday. Of course he had multiple turnovers. That's 2 Sundays. That's like 2 games. So when I watched Cleveland yesterday, I'm like, oh, that's a formula. Nick Chubb, 24 carries in that ballpark, play really good defense, ask Baker to throw the ball primarily on play action. You can do that every week. I can do that every week. Baker Mayfield can win a division if that's the formula. The first couple of games of the year, you were asking Baker to do stuff he's just not capable of doing. He's not a great athlete. He's fine. He's got good feet. He's not a great athlete. He doesn't have a howitzer. He's not Wentz or Mahomes or Rodgers. He's got a solid arm, a good arm, not a great arm. He's a decent athlete. He's not a great athlete. Yesterday, the Cleveland coaching staff, Freddie Kitchens, finally figured it out. Oh, Baker is not going to lead us. Baker is going to manage our great defense. Didn't I tell you, Nick Chubb? Didn't I keep telling you? He is the star. I said this before the draft. I said my favorite running back, and it was a deep draft. I said, get Nick Chubb. And Cleveland finally figured it out. Baker's not going to be, and here's the thing, when your franchise doesn't have a star quarterback, when you finally get one that appears competent, he's our savior. Baker's not the savior. That's not what he is. What he is potentially a franchise quarterback who, with a great defense and a running game, can make the needed throws and you can win divisions. But when you're bad forever, when John Elway leaves Denver and you're trying to make every Jake Plummer the savior, no, John Elway's a once in a 15, 20, 30-year franchise. After Dan Marino, you're looking for the savior. Savior is, even Patrick Mahomes isn't a savior because Kansas City was getting to the playoffs with Alex Smith. Patrick Mahomes is not a savior. And Cleveland thinks Baker Mayfield is. No, yesterday is a formula. Stop worrying about getting OBJ touches. Stop worrying about Baker making plays that make great highlights. Defense, running game, play action. Have him throw fewer than 31 times. He's 6-0. That was a nice win. By the way, did you notice this yesterday? All the young quarterbacks that had a running game. Gardner Minshew had a great running game with Leonard Fournette, 1. Daniel Jones, his top running back, 118 yards, 1. Kyle Allen, Christian McCaffrey's a freak, 1. All the young quarterbacks that didn't ask to save the franchise, all the young quarterbacks that had run support, 1. That's the formula. Maybe when they get older it's not, but it is when they're young. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.